Paul Farbrace, end of days 3, quite an exciting day's cricket. What was your take on it?
Yeah, I'm not sure really. I'm actually, I think we've probably got away with one a little bit there. I think that losing the overs this evening is a little bit of a bonus for us. You can look at the quality of Surrey's batting and you can say that, they're a top quality batting side. They've got a lot of depth. They've got England cricketers throughout that top order. Lawrence high quality, Pope outstanding, Sibley top quality, Burns. They're a very, very good side. But we've got to look at and be honest about our own performance, and I don't think we've done particularly well today. I think we looked a little bit lost in the field after lunch, like we were sort of searching rather than sticking to decent plans, and we didn't quite get our angles right in the field, and we were conceding boundaries both sides, which is quite frustrating really. Drop catch didn't help, dropping someone like Dan Lawrence, and that's I think we've got a bit of a lesson in 3 days. I think we've got a bit of a lesson as a team, and all of us in this. I put all the coaches and players. I'm not just pointing fingers at the players here. I think this is all of us have had a lesson. We all know it's going to be tough in Division 1, and I've said right from the start we're not making up the numbers. We're here to compete, and I think for 10 days of the campaign we've been really good. But today's the first day where we've actually learned that we got to 4:30, and I would suggest that majority of our batters got themselves out through poor shots, poor decisions and poor execution. There weren't many genuinely got out, and actually we should have scored 550, and I think we left 100 plus runs out there. We weren't perhaps. We didn't score quickly enough at certain times when we could have done. They bowled brilliantly, and they've obviously got an outstanding attack. I thought at times we were a bit timid with the bat, and we sort of stuttered to 4:30. Now normally 4:30 you're very much in the game, but when you're playing against a team like Surrey, that's probably not enough. And it means that tomorrow is going to be a really, really tough day for us. It could have been a lot tougher had we played those overs that we've lost tonight. So I think we've learned an awful lot about cricket in Division 1. I think we've learnt a lot about us, and hopefully if we take those lessons on and we learn from them and we're really serious about being the best we can be, we won't make those mistakes again. But the lads are not machines. They're not robots. They're human beings. They're learning, and as I say, for 10 out of 11 days I think we've been excellent. But today I think it's the first day where I think we've lost back-to-back sessions probably since Cardiff away last year against Glamorgan when we got hammered in 3 days. So I can't be too disappointed with them because they're working really hard, they're practicing really hard, but today's been a good lesson for us, I think.
You think there's something still in this game for tomorrow, Paul? If we get a clear day, 96 overs, there's still a bit of cricket to be played in this.
There's a lot of cricket to be played. There's a long way to go in this game, and we've got to play a lot better than we did in the first innings, and we've got to be a lot more clinical than we have been perhaps in this game, and we know that Surrey are going to come hard tomorrow morning. They're going to try and get as many as they can in tomorrow morning's session and put us under pressure for 2 sessions, so we're going to have to do really well. But what we can't afford to do is just turn up tomorrow morning and think, well, we just get through to when we bat and then we'll start fighting. Our fight's got to start at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we've got to get stuck in and roll our sleeves up and scrap and fight and make them work hard for every run that they score. We can't afford just to turn up and almost wait for our turn to bat, because if you do that, you then start on the back foot when you bat, and you'll make it hard to stop that momentum, and then that could be a really tough afternoon and evening for us.
Can you update us, Paul, on where you are with injuries, because your bowling resources are being pretty badly affected? So I guess maybe start with Sean Hunt, who I probably had a very good chance of playing in this game this week.
Yeah, Sean definitely would have played, and we said at the start of the year that ideally we wanted to play 3 heavy seamers, 1 all-rounder, and with Jack Carlson making the strides he's made, he is a genuine all-rounder. So one of Finn or Danny Lamb probably would have missed out, and we'd have played the 3 heavy seamers. So you'd have gone Robinson, Hunt and Seal. So unfortunately, Hunty has hurt his shoulder, so he's probably going to be 3 months before he's fit to play again, which is a great shame for us, but it's a huge shame for him, because having played the way and bowled the way he did in the Somerset game, to lose him is really disappointing. Henry Crocombe had surgery on his shoulder 10 days ago, but we're hoping that he'll start to bowl again tomorrow. So they put a camera in to have a look at his shoulder, and no further surgery is needed. So he'll hopefully start bowling again tomorrow, so he'll be another couple of weeks. And then Danny Lamb's had it, he's got a blow on the shoulder, he's got a bruised shoulder. Didn't look like moving today out onto the field. So, I don't see him taking any further part in this game. So he would be, I would guess, he probably got no chance of playing at Nottingham next weekend. So, that means that we are down to Ari Cavalis is the only seaman not playing this game who's, fully fit and available for selection. So, we've had a couple of the academy lads in around the group to get them around first team cricket, because that they could come into contention as well. So look, we've got we've got the squad that we've got. That we have looked at loan options to see whether there's a lone bowler out there, and if there is a lone bowler, they've got to be better than what we've got. Otherwise, there's no point going down that route. But ideally, I'd like to play our own players, and if it, as I say, Ari is the next one in contention. So we'll have a week to work out what we're going to do after this game.